Welcome everyone. Today we're going to talk about how to utilize smaller challenge monsters for your higher level parties. So as your party members progress, they're getting into 5th, 6th, 7th level, you might begin to find yourself constantly seeking to challenge them with ever more potent monsters, higher CR levels. One thing you certainly should keep into mind, the idea of simply returning to some of those lower CR monsters such as zombies, goblins, and kobolds, but just bringing in a tremendous number of them. It can be an interesting and refreshing change to have 30 goblins come from all directions and surround your party. And if they're used to fighting a single big bad or even just a handful of ogres, it can be quite a different experience and a lot of fun. One thing you're going to run into right away as a DM is managing all 30 or even more of these creatures. If you're using a virtual tabletop, you're going to have to deal with moving around 30 icons individually and keeping track of all that. You're going to have 30 entries in your initiative track, however you're tracking initiative, that you're going to have to go through one by one and roll to hit and roll to hit and roll to hit. It can become quite a drain and a drag on the game, as all your players are sitting there and you're going through all these rolls. And here is, Goblin 19. Where is Goblin 19 even on the map? It can be really tough. So what can we do? So my recommendation is to use something I'm going to call mobs. So instead of having 30 individual goblins, zombies, kobolds, you create an entry which represents a mob, 4, let's say. So if you wanted 20 zombies, instead of having 20 entries to deal with and roll 20 dice every round, you would have 5 groups of 4. So that makes it way more manageable. Just, you can think of them as basically a single monster, but it's with attributes, the health and attributes of 4 zombies. And then as they are damaged, you would want to track and peel away so that now they're, instead of 4, where they're doing the damage of 4, where every time they attack they're doing the damage of 3, and then they're doing the damage of 2 as their health decreases. So that in of itself can be a bit of a pain if you're doing it with pen and paper or on the fly. So a tool can be very helpful. And Kobold Helper, a 5e combat tracker and encounter generator, has the ability to represent mobs built in. So let's take a look at what it does and how easy it makes for you to get your lower level monsters back in the game for your high level parties. And here we are at koboldhelper.com. Let's get into setting up a combat and how it can support you creating mobs. So set up a combat or encounter. We're going to let's go ahead and add a party member just so we can get the whole picture of how this is going to end up working. Alina, 56, maybe a high level character. We've got armor class now. If you haven't seen that, that's a nice thing to track. We'll show that off. But now we want to challenge Alina with a whole horde of zombies. So we go to add monsters. We get to our gallery of SRD content. Let's zero in on zombies. So again, you can just, even getting these things added, having to go through this 20 times would be a chore in of itself. But what we're going to do is say mob of 4, add. So you can see right away that it actually added a total of a CR1 because it's creating a single entry, which is the equivalent of 4 zombies. So you can track and attack with it much easier and seamless. So all I've got to do now is just repeat that process. And so we got zombie mob 2 added. It automatically detected that I have another mob. And I go 4 again, and you'll see it's on zombie mob 3. So we go back to combat, and now we've got Alina in just 3 entries representing our zombie mobs rather than 12, 16, 20, whatever the case may be. It's automatically computed the health of all 4 zombies, and we're ready to go. So this icon here is representing the 4, and I'm going to go ahead and just start up a session And so as a player, as your players join, just so you can see what they're going to see. So we're all ready to go. As the DM started up, initiative is rolled. It's on Alina. And the player is seeing Alina and just the 3 mobs. They're getting the clear icon. It's indicating that it's a mob of 4, and off we go. Instead of having, again, a dozen entries here that you're having to scroll through. So then as I go through, it's just a matter then of taking the zombie stats. I'll roll to hit using my whatever I would normally do. So our zombies got a +3. I'll do a +3 here. And I take that roll, and then I would just do 4 times the damage, and that's what we can do. So instead of 1d6, it would be 4d6 + 4. The health is going to be automatically tracking. I'm just going to go ahead and start damaging this zombie, and what you're going to see is once we get to the appropriate amount of damage, it peels off a member of the horde, so I can keep track of that. It's a damaged horde, and I would do 3 times, and etc. and etc. Now we're at 2, so that's below 50%, so the yellow indicator is kicked in representing bloodied, and then that's all going to be broadcast to the players. So that zombie mob 3 is now at below half health, and it's only two zombies of the 4 are standing, and the players can know that, do whatever they see fit. So we've got seamless built-in support for representing a lot of smaller creatures to make make those sorts of encounters, which can be a lot of fun for your higher level parties, workable. All right, I think that's it for Kobold Helper at koboldhelper.com and how it can handle mobs. Bye.